Your discipline falls apart every Monday because you're trying to force it with motivation. That's not how discipline works. The Japanese figured this out centuries ago and built a culture where discipline isn't a feeling. It's a system. 6 rituals in particular. So simple they sound boring, yet so effective they rewire your brain in 30 days. You're not using any of them. Here's why that's costing you everything. Most people think discipline is about willpower. Grit your teeth, push harder, force yourself to do the thing you don't want to do. That works for exactly 3 days, until your willpower runs out, and you're back on the couch, eating chips and scrolling. Real discipline isn't powered by motivation. It's powered by automated rituals that your brain follows without negotiation. The Japanese understand something the West keeps missing. Discipline isn't built through massive effort. It's built through tiny, repeated actions that become so automatic your brain stops resisting. These 6 rituals do exactly that. Let's break them down. The first ritual is Kaizen, which means improve 1% each day, not 50%. Your discipline collapses because you set impossible goals. Gym 6 days a week when you haven't worked out in a year. Write 2,000 words a day when you haven't written in months. Your brain sees that as a threat and hits the brakes. Kaizen says, find the smallest possible version of the habit. So small you can't say no. Want to build a reading habit? Don't commit to 1 book a week. Commit to 1 page a day. 1 page is so easy it's ridiculous. But 1 page becomes 2. 2 becomes a chapter. A chapter becomes momentum. The compound effect of 1% daily improvement is exponential over months. But week 1 feels like nothing, which is why most people quit. The Japanese know the person who starts big burns out. The person who starts small wins. The second ritual is misogi, which is cold water purification. Every morning, first thing, expose yourself to discomfort you control. Cold shower for 60 seconds. No warm-up, just cold. Here's why this builds discipline. Discipline is the ability to do hard things when you don't feel like it. Every morning, your brain will beg you not to get in that cold shower. Every morning, you override that voice and do it anyway. That's one discipline decision before 7 a.m. You're training the part of your brain that overrides resistance. By the time you face the hard task later in the day, writing the email, making the sales call, going to the gym, your brain has already practiced overriding discomfort. The cold shower is a micro-training session for discipline. It's not about the cold water. It's about proving to yourself that you control your actions, not your feelings. The third ritual is Shoshin, which means beginner's mind. Your discipline dies because you get bored or frustrated when progress slows. Shoshin says approach every session like a beginner, curious and without ego. You've been to the gym 50 times and you're not seeing results, so you quit. Shoshin says forget the 50 times. Today is day 1. What can I learn today? This removes the trap of expectations. You're not failing if you're still learning. You're not behind if you're still a beginner. The pressure to perform disappears and discipline becomes exploration. The Japanese use Shoshin to stay engaged with practices for decades without burnout. Because every day is new. Every session is discovery. There's no failure, only feedback. The fourth ritual is Seri Seiten Saiso, which is the foundation of the 5 system. It means sort, set in order, and shine. Practically, this means clean your space every single day. Not deep cleaning. 5-minute reset. Clear your desk. Put tools back where they belong. Wipe surfaces. Make your bed. Here's why this builds discipline. Discipline requires mental clarity. Chaos in your environment creates chaos in your mind. When your space is disordered, your brain burns energy processing the mess, energy that should go toward focused work. A clean space is an external symbol of internal control. Every time you clean your space, you're training the habit of restoring order. That habit transfers. You start restoring order in your schedule, your finances, your relationships. The Japanese believe you can't have discipline in your life if you can't maintain discipline in your immediate environment. Clean space equals clean mind equals disciplined action. It's not about being obsessive. It's about creating an environment that supports focus instead of fighting it. The fifth ritual is makusatsu, which means disciplined silence. Once a day, practice doing nothing. No phone, no music, no podcast, no input. Just sit in silence for 5 minutes and do absolutely nothing. Your brain will panic. It's addicted to distraction. Mokusatsu trains you to be comfortable with boredom and discomfort. Discipline fails because the moment something gets hard or boring, you reach for distraction. Phone, food, YouTube, anything to escape the discomfort. Mokusatsu removes that option. You sit with the discomfort until your brain stops fighting it. After 30 days of this, boredom stops being a threat. You can sit with difficult tasks without needing constant stimulation. Your attention span rebuilds. Your tolerance for hard work increases. The sixth ritual is Kaizen journaling, which is different from regular journaling. Every night, you write 3 things. 1. What went well today? 2. What didn't go well today? 2. What didn't go well today? 3. The smallest change I can make tomorrow. That's it. 3 lines, 90 seconds. This ritual does 2 things. First, it forces you to reflect instead of reacting. Most people repeat the same mistakes because they never pause to notice patterns. Kaizen journaling creates that pause. Second, it keeps you focused on micro improvements, not giant overhauls. You don't write, I need to fix my entire life. You write, tomorrow I'll prepare my gym clothes the night before, so there's no excuse in the morning. Tiny adjustments compound. After 30 days of this, you've made 30 micro changes. That's not the same person who started. That's someone with completely different habits and discipline levels. The Japanese understand that transformation doesn't happen in explosions. It happens in quiet, repeated adjustments that accumulate until you're unrecognizable. Here's what happens when you actually do these 6 rituals for 30 days. Week 1 feels pointless. 1 page of reading, 5-minute cleaning, cold shower. This is doing nothing. Your brain wants dramatic change. It wants proof, but you stick with it because the rituals are so small you can't fail. Week 2, you start noticing something. The cold shower doesn't feel as terrible. The 5-minute cleaning actually makes your day feel smoother. The 1 page of reading is now 10 pages because you're enjoying it. You're not motivated. You're just following the system, but the system is starting to feel normal. Week 3, the rituals are automatic. You don't debate the cold shower. You just do it. Your space stays clean because you reset it every day. Your Kaizen journal shows patterns. You're sleeping better. You're procrastinating less. People start asking what changed. You don't have a dramatic story. You just started doing boring things every day. Week 4, you realize your discipline isn't coming from motivation anymore. It's coming from identity. You're the person who does these things, not because you have to, because that's who you are now. The rituals have reprogrammed your autopilot. You're operating from a different baseline. Tasks that used to require willpower now happen automatically. This is how the Japanese build discipline. Not through motivation, not through punishment. Through micro-rituals so small they slip past resistance. So consistent they become identity. So powerful they compound into completely different person after 30 days. So here's the challenge. Pick 1 ritual. Not all 6. Just 1. Kaizen improvement, cold shower, beginner's mind, clean space, disciplined silence, or micro-journaling. Do it every day for 30 days. So small you can't fail. So boring you won't quit. Then watch what happens when discipline stops being something you try to force and starts being something you just do. Tell me in the comments which ritual you're starting with and why. Subscribe for more frameworks that actually build discipline instead of just talking about it. And remember, motivation gets you started. Rituals keep you going. The Japanese figured this out centuries ago. Now it's your turn.